Hello everybody and welcome back. So, it is the end of the week. Yes, as of uploading this, it is a Friday, and I hope everything is going well and that you have fun plans, whatever plans you have. Please let me know in the comment section. Tell me what you're up to, and hopefully it's something fun. And if it's not, we all know how to make it fun here, and or at least I can help contribute to that. So, speaking of, what is the tea on you? I know that's a lot of people just wonder what people think. I don't always care. I shouldn't say I never care about what people think, but I expect now and then for people to gossip about me. Do I care what they say? No, but I mean, I know that there are a lot of people who are at least curious. I sometimes get curious in what people say or think about me. If it's good gossip, it's I don't mind it. If it's bad gossip, then whatever. What is the tea on you? Are they gossiping? Are they giving good critique? Let's see. Let's ring the bell in here. All right. Did you pick your pile? Alright, we're going to go on to pile number 1 right now. Pile number 1, how are you? So, what is the tea on you? Is it good? Is it bad? I'm keeping my fingers crossed that it's good, to be honest. But let's just get all this tensions out. Inhale, come on. Everything here, you're safe, you're fine, you're prosperous. Rebirth. Intensity. Projections. Oh. The creator. Sorrow. Slowing down. Okay. And what do we have for the final one? Ooh, breakthrough. Okay, so the tea on you. Well, especially with rebirth and intensity, this kind of sounds like someone who you may have had a history with. And because, I mean, and not only that, but it wouldn't shock me if if you trigger them in some way. Now, they might be narcissistic, they might be something that they've done, but they push it out to you. You might be a scapegoat of something. You might have caused something to them, or there might have been a rude, just not just rude, but just like something that happened that was very unpleasant between you and this person. So it's someone who is, it is someone who's familiar with you, and that you have a history with, and they're just projecting all this stuff, and they're saying, "Oh no, I'm not the creator. I didn't create this havoc and this, that, or the other." But at the same time, they kind of like are trying to this is someone who was really good at guilting you. I'm seeing that this person was extremely good at gaslighting. Like, even if they were the ones, how should I say it? If they were the perpetrators, they would say that you're the perpetrator. "Oh, I didn't do anything wrong. No. I mean, they're the ones who are creating, hence projection and stuff like that. Slowing down and breakthrough. This person, right now, kind of like, I shouldn't say right now, but this person who's, the T on you is that, you went through this. You went through a huge phase, and the thing is that they're trying to project that you're the creator of this. But people are starting to slow down and just like seeing that there's a breakthrough in truth. So the T on you, believe it or not, it's like, sure, this person may have done this, and they may have, like, you are the company that you keep. However, this may not be true. It may not entirely be true about them. It's like, and it's like, is it really true? The answer, more likely than not, is no. It's just gaslighting, rumors, so that way something, just to smear you, because you triggered something in somebody. What that is, I'm not sure. Let's actually get into deeper details about this, about what this T that they're talking about here. You're not alone. Isolation, physical connection, community. Okay. Water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. I remember. So it is someone who from your past, who you have a rapport with, good or ill. Weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. Okay. Loosen your grip. You got the love. Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. Okay. And breath of the cosmos. This person is not the only one who has a... It's either... So, I want to... There, two ways can be going here. It's you're not the only one that they're talking about and has a bad rapport with this person. Or, and this is a little bit of the bad part here, but you others, they are not alone when it comes to this perspective of you. Now, again, does that mean that they're right? No, it does not mean that they're right. Just because it's something that the masses preach does not make it true. And I don't want to get into that. I can get into a whole rant about that phrase, because it's so applicable to what's going on these days. However, they do know and see that they feel, how should I say this? I remember Weight of the World. They knew that you may or may not have had burdens, but also it could have been the tea on you is that you also carried the weight of the world. You were very strong and you had a lot of boundaries, another thing, they might have seen you as like very uptight and someone that should loosen their grip. Or they're just there are ways or just like you might have been too much for them, because you're very expressive. You can be, and I'm not saying that you're hot-headed or you're too much to handle or anything. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that just I guess they just don't know what to make of you. Like, a lot of stuff that you say, even though it's very powerful and very meaningful, it might be too much for them. And the thing is that even though they see you that way, they kind of had to loosen their grip a little bit. You did help them loosen up and just help and acknowledge that they're not alone. Because this person may have felt alone at some point. But the thing is that they just had so many problems going on with them. And then maybe that's what made you feel that you were carrying the weight of the world. That could be a flip side there, because all you were hearing was just their issues and this, that, or the other. Just like there was nothing, or I shouldn't say nothing, but very rarely was there something relieving. Like, very rarely would they say how great you are, or that how grateful they are with you, or just like how pleasant it is and breath of fresh air. And sometimes that would be the tea on them too. It's like, very rarely would you say those things. But deep down inside, they know that you did more good than harm. They remember the good things about you, and they admire a lot of great things about you. You are a wonderful soul, pile number one. They know that, and it wouldn't shock me if you're not the only one that people, because they don't take kindly to this person. I'm not saying that you've been effed over, or you've been, or you effed them over, but I'm saying that there is some sort of negative not just negative energy, but like, again, projections and sorrow slowing down. This person, I hate to always repeat myself, just again, way of the world, we're probably, this is someone, the T on you is that you either put too much weight on their shoulders, or they put too much weight on your shoulders. Or even sometimes both. But this person seems like a gaslighter. What's the T on you? Oh, they just have too many problems and I can't handle them. This blah, 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 blah. This person projects and gaslights a lot. Because, I mean, it wouldn't shock me that they too have a... And it wouldn't shock me if that you're not the only one that they've done this to. I know I said that before, but I just need to make that clear. And this person does come across that their crud don't stink, you know? They don't think that they come across as very narcissistic, very proud. And you know what? It's okay to be proud. There's nothing wrong with pride, but there is a problem with extra amount of ego. Extraordinary amount of ego. And that's what this person has. They have a fragile ego. Whoever, and the T on you is that it's just utter projection. You're the problem. You this. Oh, I remember the time when they messed this thing up for me. Oh my God, blah, 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 blah. It's just nonsense. But let's see what else the T on you is. Third ray of creative intelligence. Trust in the plan. Past life activation. Okay. Reassurance of the golden light. Dark angel. Initiation by air. Orbs of light. So this is actually really, really, really good here. Even though the T on you is that you can be too much to handle, a little too hot to handle, and just because you might have some previous scars, and it kind of felt like a responsibility to be around you. Even though that could have been the case, and even though they had their problems and you had your problems, they still acknowledge that you're very, very creative, that you're very, very intuitive, that you're very, very, you have a bit of a dark side, and everybody does. But in general, you are very much of an orb of light. You're very much a light on this planet. And also, you put light on things that need progress, that need working on, need just fixing, and you spread your light, you shine your light on so many good, positive things, and there's a lot of light to you. So, and you're very, very pleasant to be with. So what I'm seeing is that this person, you might be a Sagittarius. I don't know what it is, but this is kind of fire sign vibes, really. Because fire signs, you're like, oh my God, you do not want to mess with them. Yeah, I'm a fire sign. I'm a Sagittarius, and now I'm not saying that I'm a hothead or whatever. But if I'm into something and I'm really deeply passionate about something, I can get pretty dang stubborn. And if someone triggers me, I can sometimes just go off, whether I'm right or wrong. Now that doesn't mean that I'm an egotist, but I'm feisty, and this person kind of sees you as that you're very, very feisty, and sometimes a little too much to handle. But does that make you bad? No, they're not saying that you're bad or evil. I mean, like, they might have thought that you're the creator of a lot of problems and you had a lot of intensity, and they projected a lot of their problems onto you, or vice versa. But are you inherently bad or evil, or do you mean poorly to others? No. I mean, that doesn't come across their heads. Cosmic connection. New chapter. Believe. Be fearless. Limitless. Move forward. Choices. Now, how should I say this? Even though even though the tea on you may be kind of mixed messages, they know that deep down inside that you're worth either taking chances with or giving a second shot, just to make sure and just to clear some air and stuff like that, and start a new chapter with you, because they do believe that there is good in you, and there's also good in in chemistry with others. Is there a bit of hot-headedness, or is there like a little bit of controversy or feistiness? Sure. Does that, again, does that make you bad or evil? No, but it doesn't mean that nobody should give you a second or third shot, because I mean, it just shows that you're very, very strong in your beliefs and strong in your traumas, and not that your traumas are hurt, but it's like, not I don't mean like traumas are hurt. I mean like your traumas are fresh, and that you fixate on your traumas and all that stuff. That's not what I'm saying. It's that you use all those things to go above and beyond, and yeah, they're still in there, but and you have your triggers. But you do your best to move forward, and they're just saying, be fearless with this person, challenge this person, and sometimes you may or may not like a good challenge. And I'm not sure if you do like a good challenge, but I mean, like, they do think that you're very worthy of that. You ultimately don't mean any harm. They have nothing against you, and they want to move forward. They want to help progress and start a new chapter with you, or you're worth starting a new chapter with. But but that's like their ultimate choice, and not only that's their ultimate choice, but they're starting to see that you're growing, and that you're a lot more cosmically connected than a lot of people out there. And sometimes that's very intimidating. That's very intimidating to a lot of people. But again, that doesn't make you bad. So the T on you is again, it's kind of a mixed bag here. Message from Spirit. Dearest you, sometimes it's wonderful to give, but there are times you might find yourself overgiving. Now might be a good time to check in and see where you might be cutting off the flow of abundance. Let others give to you, even if you are more comfortable being generous and being the giver, the healer, the rescuer. In the art of living, we sometimes overlook an important skill, receiving gracefully and with gratitude, without diminishing yourself or trying to deny vulnerability or bring an agenda of equality to it. Receiving is hard for some people. Maybe you. You do not need this for that in your exchange with others. You're doing good in the world. Let the world give back and support you. Then you can give up the old stories that have you convinced you have to do everything alone with no help. Let your well be fulfilled. We all love you so much. And that's another great. You could even though that there's that's another thing about you. They see that about you. They see that you're very giving and forgiving. Now, does this mean that they're gonna come around and abuse that about you? I wouldn't go as far as to say that, but they do know that you are very valuable to this planet, and they want to reconnect in some capacity. Because everyone has their flaws. If it's overbearing, then whatever. But sometimes there's some people who have a lot of good and a lot of bad. It's kind of they're intense both ways. They're intensely good, but they're also they can also be intensely bad. And I don't mean like evil, but certain things can be a little problematic. This is just a general reading. This is not applying to anybody, but that's anybody specific. But this is what the T on you is. The T on you is just that, yeah. So keep that in mind, and don't always feel obligated to explain yourself or obligated to be the person who does it all, or person that feels that they have something to prove. I mean, I used to be like that, and it came back to haunt me. I still sometimes do that, but it just becomes sort of like pestering that I've realized. And you don't want to do that, but they ultimately know that you mean well. They know that you ultimately mean well. And just keep that to your heart here. You're not alone. You're not the first one that they've disappointed, or nor do I think that you'll be the last one. So just you're doing very well, and the tea on you is that again, I can't say it enough. They're very sorry, and they want to make it up to you. I hope that you liked that pile number 1. We're going to go on to pile number 2 right now. Pile number 2, how are you? So, what is the tea on you? What are they saying? Huh? So, are you ready to know? Let's clear the energies and inhale. Exhale. You're safe. You're here. And here we go. Integration. Existence. Control. Celebration. Going with the flow. Moment to moment. Oh, I got this in reverse. Morality in reverse. Integration, existence, control, celebration, going with the flow, moment to moment, and morality in reverse. So this person who either is gossiping or like the tea on you is that you're a very strong person, very strong soul, and one that should be very celebrated. You bring a lot of integration, and you make people feel like their existence matters, and you have a lot of things that are under control. And I'm not saying like, oh, you're a control freak or anything like that. I'm just saying that you're very strong. A lot of people really can see you being very strong in this, and you celebrate a lot, or there's a lot to celebrate about you, and you just go with the flow, and you live moment to moment, and you just really don't care to a certain extent. You don't care what people think. You don't. And sometimes at some points, you might come across as a jerk, to put in best words, and people might think that you lack morals. It's like, oh my God, this person is like just want it can sometimes be a control freak, or they're just like they whatever. They just don't really care about anything. They don't care about, they just care about being. It's like, what the heck is their purpose in life? they don't have any morals. They're not doing anything that's like, who are they to say that, though? You're, what? They don't think it's moral for you to be living your life and seeing what happens. Everything has to be planned and affirmed and stuff like that. The thing is that living moment to moment and going with the flow is a recipe, not in all cases, but it is a recipe for having opportunities go your way. It opens doors. Now we can see that they might feel like you have too much control of the celebration, or you might be someone who has very alpha energy. You're very controlling. You want people to acknowledge your existence. You want to be celebrated, and they don't see that you have any moral values, because sometimes you can be like very bombastic or very stoic and very unapologetic. But that's not really the case. That's not always the case here. I mean, just because that's how it appears it is, doesn't mean that that's the actual truth here. I know that there are plenty out there who celebrate and they live moment to moment, and they do have plenty of morals. They have they're not bombastic. If anything, they're more introverted. They kind of like the let me be me, and who cares what you think, and I'm just gonna go with the flow and be me, myself. Be me, and live moment to moment and see where life takes me, and just like do whatever I can. I want to control my own destiny. Existence and control. I want to control my existence, and this, that, or the other. Even if it's not seen as moral, I want to be myself. That can also be another thing that way to read this. The cosmic heart, devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. A new earth. Pulse of the earth pulsing, pulse of the mother, slow down, time and nature. Star Brothers. Earthed. Learning how to be human. Jump in. Andromedan energy. Adventure. The Seven Star Sisters. Birthing creations. Tapestry of life expression. Oh. The T on you is that you... So... More in-depth analysis in terms of the T on you is that you're very, very, very free-spirited, and that comes across as very weird to people. And you're a weirdo, and it's okay. It's okay. I keep quoting this. Janis Joplin saying I'm one of those normal weird people. It's okay to be weird, but sometimes people think that you're weird because of your beliefs, or they're weird because of the way you dress, or your views of certain things, or you might believe in the multi-dimensions and all this other stuff. It's weird. It's like, huh? What? And also, you just live life by your rules, and the rules that you have are not very common. It's not the fact. It's not that they're wrong. Your beliefs are not wrong. It's just weird. Like, you might be into, like, conspiracies, which isn't a bad thing. There are a lot of things that are considered conspiracies, quote unquote, that actually end up happening and being true. You wait like like 3 to 5 years later, and then it ends up actually being factually correct. Um, but I digress on that. No, you're just you. You're very unique. You're one of this earth, and they're just like saying, I don't know what to make of this person. Yeah, they just want to be them. They're a lone wolf. They like what they're doing and what they're into is intriguing, but it's weird. They're great people, but it's just bizarre. Now, I'm not saying that you're to go as far as like to say that you're one of those that you're so like that geeky weird to the point where you play like Dungeons and Dragons or Magic the Gathering or whatever. Like, but if you're into that kind of stuff, you like, who am I to say? But it's like, but it's just that they can see you as weird, like in a geeky way, which isn't bad at all. If anything, it's okay to be weird. It's okay to have a little geekiness to you. It shows that you have a lot of insight and that you don't care. And that's charming to a lot of people. It's like it's not in their comfort zone, but they kind of like it because it's not in their comfort zone at the same time. It's weird but intriguing. Like, a lot of people might think that you're very off-putting, very just strange, and it's like, this person's just, I don't know. You might even have a hard shell to crack. You might be very introverted. You might be very like protected and guarded around your energies, and you just might be even overtly controlling of your own environments. Hence control and existence. You're trying to control your existence and your sanity. And the way you do it might come across as extremely bizarre and very outlandish. But do you know what? It's okay. It's okay to be weird. That means that, and so this isn't bad gossip or anything like that. This isn't just like bad like tea talk. It's just like they're kind of intrigued, but put off at the same time. They have very mixed feelings about you. And again, that doesn't mean that you're bad. It just means that you're different. It's okay to be different. I mean, if it's any consolation, I mean, that's why I was ostracized. Not just because of my health or anything, or not just exclusively because of my health, but because of the stuff I was into. I mean, I'll admit, I'm into this, I'm into music, I'm into sports, I'm into so many things. Things that are in trend and also weird. But the music I listen to, I don't care for what's popular. I never really did. And that's and the reason why I say that is that because that's kind of how you are. You're just different. You may not like listening to what's popular, mainstream rap, hip hop, country, whatever, or even today's rock or whatever. You freaking love listening to the stuff that has substance. You're one of substance, so you listen to a lot of oldies. You could at least, or you listen to underground bands. You listen to a lot of people and a lot of music that's just niche, at least as of now, but you feel like should be kind of mainstream, or at least should be bigger than what they are right now, which isn't bad. It just means that you're more so keen in terms of substance and character, and not a lot. And these people might come across as just like that might come across as weird because it's all about appearance. It's all about how you carry yourself, and you carry yourself in a very different way. Again, that doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that it's just different. And that's what they're saying. It's like, this person isn't bad. They're just, different. They're kind of weird, but they're a little all over the place. But they're good people. They mean well. It's just they're just into things that are just, I don't know what to make of. But again, that's not to mean that nobody embraces you or anything. It's just these people in particular that are gossiping, just or having some tea talk on you. Just, it's foreign to them. It's not foreign to others that you may be associated with, but it's foreign to them. You are a foreigner. I mean, again, new earth, being part of it but not of it. And that's kind of how you are. You're part of this world, but you're not exactly of this world. And that's intriguing, but off-putting. And it's kind of like, it kind of puts them on edge. Might make them cringe a little bit. But, again, it doesn't mean that, it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong or anything's wrong with you. It's just, again, you're weird. You're different. Master healing. Seventh ray of ritual, order, or ceremony. Hold your center. Second ray of wisdom. Power of the divine masculine. The heart transmission. Wisdom of the divine feminine. Oh, wow. So, second ray of wisdom, and we even have the wisdom of the divine feminine. Even though you carry yourself, or you may or may not, even though you may be seen as weird, the thing that's intriguing about you, at least to them, is that there's something very pleasant about you. You're very wise. You're very knowledgeable of the world. Your beliefs have some merit of truth, if not a lot of merit of truth. That your average person might think that it's outlandish and it's bizarre, but it's like, yeah, this may be bizarre and stuff like that, but if you look at what they're saying, they kind of have some merit. There's some merit to what they say. So you might be considered, so you might have been labeled as a conspiracy. I don't want to, theorist. It's not theorist, okay? It's not a theory. It's a hypothesis. And a lot of people just like, I can't believe that there are people who think that theory is hypothesis and hypothesis is theory. Sorry about that little side rant. But no, they might think that you're it's just conspiracies, it's this, that, the other. It's like, so that's probably what makes you kind of like off-putting, that you believe in these things, but But it's like, actually, there's like some merit, now that they're showing me these references, and they're actually digging deeper. So there's a lot of wisdom to you. There's a lot of smarts and a lot of knowledge of what goes out in the world, whether if it's 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, whatever dimension it is. And you are very much of a healer. You have a very healing presence, very, very caring. You're very compassionate. You're very loving. You're pleasant. I mean, the things that you say and believe may be weird, but there's like a coziness to you. And something that's very and just because it's weird or whatever doesn't mean that it, again, doesn't mean that it's wrong. It's just different. So this person might, you might crack, this person's shell may be cracked by you, or it was already cracked, but there are a lot of people out there who just don't want to take a chance with you, and they just like say, hey, you know what, this person's wacky. This, what they're saying and what their beliefs are, just like, it's too much for me. It's too much for me to handle. They're just a little too loose, and they're just a little too, they celebrate things that are just like very weird, and they just live moment to moment. They just really don't really have a life, which is not true. It's a misconception. Just because you have weird beliefs doesn't mean that, you have a life of a bridge troll or something like that. It's just that you see the world in a different way. In a very niche way, but it has its truth. It's very truthful, believe it or not. Strength. Integrity. I like what I'm seeing here. Golden crown. Shadow self. Balance. Communication. Mirrored souls. So this really, even though you might come across as bizarre, the fact of the matter is that there's a very intriguing element to you that's very, and that's that you're very, very strong. You're very strong, because I mean, like, that's kind of what makes you weird. You just don't care, to put it in best words. I wanted to say something a little bit, but you don't give AF. You don't care. You don't give two craps in a bang about what people think, and you have just like this very strong perseverance to you, and just like, you're very wise and strong, and you might have gone through a lot of traumas. You might have gone through a lot of heartaches and stuff like that, and it might come across as very off-putting to a lot of people. But that it doesn't mean that you're wrong. You have a lot of integrity, and you reveal, you're in touch with your shadow self. And maybe if you're not in touch with your shadow self, if you don't bring a lot of if you're not, you show a lot of people's shadow selves. You know how to put a light on so many great things, and you're an amazing communicator. You know how to communicate and speak to people's souls. So yes, you're weird. You might be controversial. You might seem like you're not easy to control, and you might be seen as just off-putting, and kind of, you might even have been labeled as kooky, but you're not kooky. You're just in touch with the right things, and you're very wise. You're just different. You're weird. Who cares? It's actually good to be weird. You're not. At least not in a. You're not in your weird and not in a threatening manner. You're weird just in terms of your beliefs, and it's just like, I don't know what to make of this. So what? That doesn't mean that you're wrong. That doesn't mean that you're bad. It just means you're different. I mean, how can things progress if everything was the same? That's very intriguing about you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed that pile number 1. That was very, very great. Yeah. I hope you enjoy that reading. We're going to go on to pile number 3 now. Oh, and before I forget, here's your card to Spirit. Here's your card to Spirit, pile number 2. Dearest you, we're here for the other side of one important thing to declare. Love is the answer to literally everything. We don't necessarily mean romantic or erotic love, although they are wonderful, but something above and beyond that. Everything alive in the world was first created by love. Spirit sends love to animate life and birth it into existence. Love is without conditions and it is based in reference and fierce and joyful respect for life. Love thrives when you focus on it, and we want you to turn away from anything that causes you to wane. Love is when you no longer see yourself as other, quote-unquote, separate from, better or less than, etc. When you act as love, you give permission to the world and thrive and grow as it will. You let it go, what is and what is not love, and ask, what would love do? Love is waiting for you always and forever. We just adore you over here. So that is another thing that might be considered to be weird. And that's good. You're riddled with love. You have a very great, wonderful understanding of the world, and you know you have a great fundamental, and again you have wisdom beyond your years, and it's because you know the value of love. You were outcasted, you were weird, you were ostracized, and the less you have of something, the more you know how valuable it is. And it just grows even more and more valuable. And that's the thing about you. The T is that you may be weird, but you're also a very loving, caring person. You have a lot of love. You're very passionate, compassionate, all this stuff. You're very wonderful and pleasant. Again, even though there might be some unpleasant traits in it, it might be just like iffy about you. Even though you see the world differently, you still have a lot of love in your heart. You absolutely do. So don't you ever put that trait of yourself on the shelf. Never shelve that trait of yours. Keep being weird. Keep having love for others, even if they don't have love for you. Just because they don't see the world your way doesn't mean that it's wrong, and you know it's vice versa. It's like everybody is has the right to their own opinion and the way that they see their life fit. Yours is just not. You just don't conform to the ones that fit them. Okay, now we're on to pile number 3. Pile number 3, how are you? So, what is the tea on you? What is the tea on you? It is the end of the week, and let's just look. It's the day to let go of everything and just like start preparing to have fun tomorrow. So, and you get ready for the weekend. And especially if you're into sports. I don't know if you are. If you are, cool. Then if you're not, that's also cool. Just keep at what you're doing. So, inhale. Exhale. Sharing. No thingness. Aloneness. Okay. Compromise. Letting go. The outsider. Experiencing. Oh, okay. So, I don't want to give any spoilers, but this is starting out kind of like pile number 2, but it's more intense here. But here you are. People might just like think that what's the tea on you? It's like you like to share things, but the thing that you share, it just I wouldn't say it has no meaning or anything, but the thing is that they see how you're very, very isolated. And they see that you're very, very alone, and you try to compromise and try to come to peace with that. Like you're sharing your you might come across as very, very needy because you're sharing these stories about you, no thingness and aloneness. You're just idle. There's like nothing to you, or you don't have much to work with. And so even though they're saying about you, how should I say this? They are wanting you to let go of certain things. But they also understand that you're very much of an outsider. and that you're and actually the fact that you share these things, you're sharing your story, you're sharing this with them, and it's kind of gets a very, very depressing and off-putting, but it's like they kind of, the more they get to know you, the more they see and understand your experiences. And sometimes when they hang out with you, or the vibe that they get from you is that they experience a lot of outlandishness, not from you, but the fact that they see and sense the kind of stuff that makes you alone. And it's like how do you deal with that? It's like, and you may not be a people person. There are plenty of people who are not people. that was kind of a tongue twister there. But they see you as just like someone who just prefers to be alone, left in the dark, and because just you're not only are you different, but it's just they don't know what to make of anything. They just think that you're empty. And it might be because you might be going through something, or you've been going through certain traumas, and they just don't know, or you tell them certain stories and they just don't know what to make of it. Hence the outsider and experiencing. It's an experience to be with you. And it's not the most pleasant. I don't mean that it's depressing or like you're bad or anything. It's just, you might be just someone who just is very, very guarded. And they might think that there's nothing to you. That doesn't mean that they're correct. Just because they think or they're seeing that. It just means that they see that you're very guarded, and that you don't want to share much. You don't want to share much about your story. You don't want to share much. They know that you're an insider, so an outsider. They know that you're an outsider, and so they just kind of like keep their distance, because they're just like, you're kind of like that person who just tucks their head down and doesn't talk to anybody. And just like doesn't say much. You just go directly to the point, like you go to a like coffee store, and you just place your order and what you want, and you say nothing beyond that. Yeah, you just say okay. You say as little stuff that's as little as possible. You're very minimalist with your words and your expressions, and that just might come across as very off-putting, very just like this person is just like empty and just I don't know what the heck to think. This is just depressing. Now it's not, that doesn't mean that you're depressing to be around, but just there's like some sort of depressing or some empty vibes that they're getting from you. And that might be true, that may not be, but I'm just going off of what the cards are saying. But you just don't show much. You're very guarded. And so they don't know what to think. They don't know what to say. So they kind of, but if they were to say, oh, well, this person, there's nothing to them. So just let go of them. And that makes you feel like an outsider. or they say that you're too much of an outsider to even deal with. Does that make it true? Absolutely, it does not. It does not at all. But moving on. Fall into my arms. Okay. Yeah, fall into my arms. Surrender, holding the opposites extremes of life. The void. Stop, embrace winter, come. Great cosmic womb. Cracked open, rock bottoms, surrender to the alchemy of life. Wait, it's not time, things are being woven. Star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. Star keeper, cosmic ancestor, seed the light by staying grounded. And double mission, light worker, star seed, serve the world by being you. The T on you is that even though there's a reason why there's a little bit of nothingness to and aloneness to you. The gossip is that that's very like revealing on the double mission is that, and even cracked open, you are very you're guarded because you've been just ostracized, and you've just been you have these very weird beliefs that have actually been frowned upon. Or even, it's not even just weird beliefs, but just like the way you see things, the way you act, the way you just like you just never really had a voice. No one really took you seriously. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. They didn't take you seriously, or as seriously as they should have. So it's like the reason why you're silent, and the reason why you're guarded, and you have nothingness and aloneness and all that stuff, and it's because you don't expect people to listen to you. You've been thought of that your words and presence don't have any meaning behind it. You might have been shut down. You might have been say, oh, well, this person, they're just too weird. They don't have anything interesting to say, nothing of substance to say. And so you kind of just like, I wouldn't say you conformed to that, but you kind of adopted the mentality of like, what the heck is the point? What's the point here? What's the point of trying to talk to people when they're not even giving me a chance to speak? What, because I'm just like outlandish? Then you are a light worker. You're just you. You're just you. And it might be bizarre and different for other people, but that doesn't excuse anybody to shut you out. Oh, okay, so you believe in like so many, like you believe like in the power of crystals, or you believe in conspiracies, or what have been considered conspiracies. You believe in these other things, or you might been abused, and you're holding you're trying to get over certain traumas, and whatever it is, there's something wrong, and you're being neglected, and they're neglecting you even more. So you're basically saying, what the heck is the purpose? I'm not going to be listened to, so why should I say anything? you have a very, very, very hard shell to crack. And it's just, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And again, I'm just going based off of what the cards are saying. You're not seen as, for the longest time, you felt like you've never been seen as credible. Because possibly growing up, or even possibly now, not many people see you as credible. They don't give you they don't acknowledge times when you're right. They don't acknowledge your warnings. They don't acknowledge anything about you. And these people, the tea on you is that's what the criticism of you is. Does it make it right? Is that the right criticism of you? No. You have plenty of things to say. You have tons of insight. You have tons of experiences. You're just guarded. And you may have confessed to this. It's in a very subtle way. It's I just keep my guard up. And they might be asking you why. Not really. Nobody really talks to me, or nobody takes what I have to say seriously. So what the heck is the point of saying? And that's kind of you might carry yourself, whether it's now or you did in the past, of just what's the point of talking if nobody is gonna just even acknowledge what I have to say. They might listen to what I have to say, but they're not gonna acknowledge what I say. Oh, what's on your mind? And you're all like, oh, X, Y, and Z, and they're saying, oh, that's interesting. A lot of neglect. That's what it is. They see that there's a lot of neglect in you, that you've been neglected, and so you don't say much because there were not many people listening. So you became a little defeatist in that sense. Grounding. Fourth ray of harmony. Cosmic heart, cosmic Christ. 11, 11, 11. Message in the numbers. Fifth ray of intellectual knowledge. Life path. Oh, and paradigm shift. Let me tell you, this is really encouraging. This person acknowledges and is telling people that you were not given much of a voice, but you are such a down-to-earth person. You're very wise. You know what your life path is. You have great knowledge of the universe. You're very harmonious. You have a very wonderful heart of gold. You're on your life path, and the thing is, there's how should I say this? Especially with paradigm shift, they feel like a great energy change, like they've known you before. But the thing, and they're trying, and they know they have this huge feeling, saying what the masses have been saying about you. What they're saying about the masses, this person has been very heavily misunderstood. They really didn't have a voice. No one really gave them so everything that you told them, and everything that they sense, is very they're going to bat for you. They're advocating for you, actually, and saying, no. This person's really, really, really insightful. They have a beautiful heart. They're very grounded. They're very talented. They're very in touch. You don't understand. So I mean, like, the tea on you is that this person, at least, whoever's making, there's some advocacy going on here. There's advocacy that you deserve more than you were led, that you might have been led to believe. Because they know that you're wise. They know that you have a lot to say. They know that you're very, very powerful in your own right. You were just not given a chance. And they're basically saying, hear this person out. Hear them out. And now again, they're not, I wouldn't go as far as to say that they're going to put their friends upon you and force you to be friends with their friends or whatever. But they're at least going to say, hey, you know what? What you've been led to believe about yourself, and the fact that you don't have anything to say, or your story is not worth telling. It's like, are you kidding me? This is an amazing story. You have an amazing background. You have so much about you is so freaking amazing. That's what they're trying to tell you. And that's what they're saying behind closed doors. Just don't listen to the sheeple. Don't listen to these people who don't take you credible. And they're trying to go to bat for you. I know I said this earlier, but they're trying to go to bat for you because you do have a lot of substance. Do you look or sound like you may have anything? Probably not. Do you carry yourself as you do? Probably not, because the reason why they may not think that you may not have much to say is because you're very introverted and you don't say much. Well, the thing is that nobody even asks. It wouldn't shock me if you are open to people who are listening. You will open up to them. Just nobody is just like coming up to you and asking about, like, hey, what's wrong, or hey, can I tell you? I'd like to know more about you. You're open to talk. It wouldn't shock me if you are a talker or you're not much of a talker. But if you are a talker, at heart, the reason why it may not be seen as that is because you just, again, are just scared that you're not going to be taken seriously, which is understandable. Let go. Self-worth. Surrender. Unconditional love. Awaken. Worlds within worlds. Sacred journey. The tea on you is that even though is that you have a lot of things to say, and the reason why you don't speak much is because what you say is very niche. It might be considered as very taboo. But you have a lot of unconditional love. You preach about self-worth. You let go of a lot of the noise. And you let go of a lot of people who just don't find or see you as credible. And so you just you just don't care. you're very to yourself, but the thing is that you're very awakened. You know what's really going on. And the tea on you is that that you are wise and you're smart. You have a very different kind of element to you, a great element. And it wouldn't shock me if they see that you are on a sacred journey and that you do have unconditional love. But the thing is that the stuff that you preach and the stuff you try to waken people up to the realities of this world, but they're just not willing to listen. And so you're all like, what's the point? Okay, you're not going to listen to me. I'm just going to do my thing. I'm going to do my thing. I don't care what you say or think. What's the point of what's the point of yelling at someone who's deaf? Or even trying to show somebody something that's trying to show something to someone who's blind. So that's why you don't say much. A lot of people are blind. A lot of people are deaf to what you have to say and what you say. They don't think it has a lot of merit, but it has a lot of merit. It has tons of merit. And the tea on you is that that's what it is. That's what it is. You have a lot of merit to the stuff that you say, even though it's just like not popular. So, postcard from Spirit here. Dearest you, we know everything in the universe is perfect and its flaws, and we view the creations of Spirit in total awe. All is unique, yet part of unity of existence, but the human experience is a little different from ours. You tend to have a specific standard for what you consider ideal, and this isn't serving you right now. So forget your idea of perfection. See through our eyes, allowing things to be as they are without judgment. Don't wait until a perfect moment or mood to start something. Instead, enter life with all flawsomeness. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. Let others who they are too. Imperfect and human, complex or simple. It doesn't matter. For there is always something to discover, experience, and love. When you drop the need for an ideal, you discover the real treasure, which will be far more interesting and valuing. So that is kind of that's the Spirit. Even though message tells you this, it's a reminder, because that the world around you may not the world has its flaws. People have their flaws, and you might have but you have so much love in your heart, and you do not, and you don't conform to the norms. You don't you might say, oh well, I'm not perfect. Oh well, I'm not this. I'm not that. That's what makes you perfect. It's imperfect, and I should say perfect is it's subjective. You're very interesting. You're very fun. You're very unique. You're perfect in your own way. And you're very wise. You don't conform to the norms. You're just you. That's great. That's just a reminder that of something that you need to know. And it's just like, who cares? Who cares what people think? And that is exactly what the tea on you is about. It's like, you don't care. You might care to a certain extent. I think that, but actually, on the flip side, you might care a little too much. That's why you're kind of guarded. You care what people are going to say about you. And you're going to think that what you say or what you believe is not going to be credible. But the thing is that just because you're different doesn't mean that you're flawed. I mean, everyone has flaws. Everyone on this planet has flaws, and the reason why we are on this planet is a school. We're here to fix our flaws. We're also here to teach. We're also here to learn. We're here to hone in on our flaws, so that way we don't have any flaws. You know how people come to the United States for the pursuit of happiness, but souls reincarnate for this pursuit of perfection. You just feel like you're not perfect, and that's been rehashed to you. And you may not feel like what you say is a lot, but do you know what? We're all flawed. It's okay. That's what makes us interesting. It's not a bad thing. Again, there's a yin and yang. There's good in the bad, and there's bad in the good. So don't worry, pile number 3. You're fine just the way you are. You're beautiful, you're strong, you have a beautiful heart. You have a beautiful soul. Just because it's not the language you speak doesn't mean that what you're saying is gibberish and it has no meaning. Thank you so very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that reading. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe so the echoes expand.